Hi, so we are live. We are 6 minutes late because there was a technical glitch from the ground. So it happens. It happens everywhere. It happens. So just about 6 minutes late. So apologies for that. Intense practice session, just about coming to an end, and it's now the sun is beating down. The sun is beating down, and Gargi and I, Trisha's here, Rohan's here, our whole team is here. A couple of people have already gone to the press conference room. We would expect either Rishabh Pant or Gautam Gambhir to come, possibly Rishabh Pant, because that's what has been the practice under Gautam Gambhir, that the vice captain possibly comes there. So you can expect Rishabh Pant to attend the press conference. Is Rishabh there? I think he's gone back.
No, he's not here.
He's not here. So he
He's
would.
not on the field anymore.
He's not there in the field. Who all are there? So I think he's there. So Washington Sundar's batting, Shardul Thakur's batting, Nuan, Daya, Raghu, they are doing the throwdowns. The rest of the boys have all. Ashdeep is bowling, by the way.
Yeah.
Ashdeep is bowling in net number 1. So you guys wanted to ask Ashdeep, and Ashdeep is
You
bowling
might just see him,
behind us.
Yeah.
You can see Ashdeep behind us, and Gautam Gambhir has not moved. He's still there watching.
Very, very long
Intense.
chats. One
Go for
with, so Gautam Gambhir throughout this practice session had very long chats with a lot of people. It started with when he walked in. Shubman Gill, KL Rahul, and Yashasvi Jaiswal were batting in the nets at the time. And he walked in, had a long chat with Mone Mokal. Then when Shubman Gill ended his practice, Gautam Gambhir had a long chat with the captain, Shubman Gill. After that, at the very end, some time ago, he was having a very long chat with Karun Nair, and I was wondering what even is going on here. Is he telling him about his batting? Is he maybe giving the news that you're going to be in the playing 11 or you're not going to be in the playing 11? Who knows? I mean, I was just wondering what the conversation might be. But a lot of discussions and important discussions happening.
Absolutely, and let's give you. We've said we will give you every lowdown. So let's break the nets down for you. Firstly, there were two different nets. Here, two nets here, and two at the extreme end of the ground, where I think Prasad Krishna is still bowling. And Mohammad Siraj, who's that? Mohammad Siraj is still bowling. Interesting. Mohammad Siraj is bowling there. Uh, Quite a few players have gone to the other nets now. That side, they're batting there, and one can see Mohammad Siraj bowling there. So extreme end of the ground, if you can see, that's where two nets are, and two nets here. Here, we started. We were here. The three of us were here, and KL Rahul and Yashasvi Jaiswal started. And then the point that Gargi was making ahead of our last live, that Shubman Gill batted at 3 and Rishabh Pant at 4, at least at the net session. And thereafter came Karun Nair, and thereafter came Sai Sudarshan. So that's how the nets panned out. That was one set. Among the bowlers, the first four to come and bowl here, and now the sun has given us a bit of respite with the cloud. Each time the cloud comes, it's nice.
Yes.
The breeze blows, it's quite nice, but the sun
When
is
the sun
peaking.
comes up and you're like, oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. I've said that about 100 times today.
She's come from Delhi, as if she's come from.
As if she's come from Antarctica. But because I
She wants to enjoy England.
Yes, I
Yes.
expected.
You
it
will
to
get your
be-
chill. Yeah. It's
I
it's
expected.
it's nice weather in the evening to walk around. But
Yes.
coming back to the nets.
Yes.
So this net, Gautam Gambhir had individual conversations with KL Rahul, with Jasprit Bumrah, with Shardul Thakur, with Shubman Gill over 20 minutes.
Yes, a very very long chat, and I was constantly looking at the two. By the way, someone's acrid has fallen over there. Devashish. And that is a very important thing to have. Devashish, right? Well, a rogue acrid. Just keep it. Now we're going to prank Devashish into thinking that we lost it. You can't say that in live. So he's not going to be watching it. You hope not.
Okay.
But anyway, coming back to the conversation that we were having, one of the most important or interesting parts was the chronology of the batters coming into the net session. So it was KL Rahul who walked in first. He started taking the throwdowns. And as you can see behind us, there are two nets that are adjacent to each other. So in one net, the batters are taking throwdowns, and then they go into the net where the bowlers are bowling. So KL Rahul first started off with the throwdowns, went into the nets, then came in Yashasvi Jaiswal, then he went into the nets, and KL Rahul and Yashasvi started rotating the strike. On the other hand, quite surprisingly, we might have expected a Sai Sudarshan to come in or someone else, but it was
Or a Karun Nair.
or a Karun Nair, but it was Shubman Gill who walked in at number 3 today in this practice session, because it was clear that they were, uh, you know, they were imitating the batting lineup or something like that. But at number 3,
Not
Shubman Gill.
imitating, simulating.
Simulating, my bad. Okay. Where it's very hot. The words are being sucked out of my head because of the sun. But anyway, they were
What? What's being? What are you saying? You are jet lagged. You calm down. See? Okay. Now she drops her glasses. Anyway, let me give you a lowdown on who batted and how the players shaped up. That's something we were observing very closely. According to me, KL Rahul looked fantastic. KL Rahul, the feet were moving, the hands were going, eyes below the, exactly the back below the eyes, coming, looked very good. Even against Jasprit Bumrah, KL Rahul looked quite smooth to me. Jasprit Bumrah was able to beat Rishabh Pant a number of times. And each time Jasprit Bumrah beat somebody, he said, good ball. He was telling himself, good ball, wicket.
well bowled.
Well bowled. He was cheering himself on, and that was Jasprit Bumrah. Coming to some of the other batters, I thought Yashasvi Jaiswal also did not look bad. Karun Nair looked very scratchy to me.
Very rusty.
Scratchy to me.
And it was interesting to watch because he's coming off of a lot of runs now. Leave aside IPL, but when you look at that domestic season, I expected him to bat very well today.
No,
And that is something you did
forget
not
forget
feel.
what happened in India. See,
Yeah.
he's come here. Since then, he's got a double hundred. He scored a couple of 40s. So it's not as if he's just come yesterday. But Karun, for whatever reason, maybe because he got that ball hit him just below the rib cage. Rohan has tweeted a photograph.
No. But before that, he batted here. Then he went there.
He did not look. He was not looking. Anyway, it can happen to anyone.
The spinners also.
So Karun Nair did not have the best net session today. It can happen to anyone. Tomorrow he will look top draw. But we are kind of giving you a lowdown on what happened today. Thereafter, so Shubman Gill looked good today. Shubman Gill looked good today, except a couple of balls of Jasprit Bumrah, which troubled him. Bumrah was troubling everybody.
That's Bumrah for you.
That's Bumrah. Shubman Gill looked good to me. What about Rishabh Pant? Did you see Rishabh? Rishabh was missing a few of Bumrah's.
Yes.
Yeah.
When we talk about Rishabh Pant, I think it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too good. He was doing well, but yes, like you said, Bumrah was troubling him a little bit. Apart from that, I did not see any chinks in the armor or him sort of giving his wicket away or losing wickets in an unusual losing wicket in an unusual way. Nothing like that. It was a pretty good net session for Rishabh Pant, but KL Rahul also looked very good.
That's what I was saying. KL
Solid.
Rahul looked superb today. KL Rahul from the time, and if you could see every movement you could break down. Then KL Rahul was the first person to come to the nets. And you could see he meticulously opens his coffin, takes stuff out, gets ready, visualizes, speaks to the throwdown specialist, whether it's Raghu, whether it's Daya, whether it's Nuan, gets himself in, goes to the nets first, takes throwdowns, comes up, gives it to Jaiswal, goes to the other nets, starts facing the bowlers. And each time he was facing, whether it was front foot, whether he was defending off the back, he in fact hit a couple. Watch out for Trisha Ghoshal's copy on KL Rahul against the short ball. And there is a special package coming your way on KL Rahul against the short ball. He played his hook shots, he played his pull shots, and you could see this net repeatedly hitting it. So KL Rahul looks in very, very good touch. Remember, he's already got 100. He's got 100 this tour as part of that warm-up game, the first game that KL Rahul played. Talk about Shubman Gill a little bit. The captain looked intense, had a long chat with the coach, looked pretty good to me in the nets.
I mean, ever since we've been watching Shubman Gill after him being announced as the captain, there's this new air about Shubman and the way that he's going about his business on the field. There is a difference that you see in Shubman Gill, and you can tell that he's trying to lead the team very, very well. He understands the responsibility, and honestly, he looked very good today as well. Even Yashasvi Jaiswal. Now, when we talk about Yashasvi, maybe he wasn't moving his feet as much, but that's just Yashasvi for you. He hits those shots. He doesn't necessarily go out of his way to hit something. Even when he was practicing those short balls, he wasn't moving much. He was standing in one place and hitting really, really good pulls and square cuts. But I think apart from Karun Nair, maybe Sai Sudarshan looked a bit scratchy. But apart from that, everyone else looked solid.
Yeah, I mean, this has been an intense session, and by the way, some of the players are still out there. You see at the other side, they have come in sharp at 9:10, 9:15 local, which is about 4 hours now. The press conference will be on at 1 p.m. We will bring you the press conference and not reports. You can actually watch the press conference on Rev Sports platforms. We will bring you the videos because it's allowed, and we've got it clarified as well. So it's been a tremendous. You want to take questions? You can take
Yes.
this phone. You can use this phone for taking questions.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So it has been serious stuff from India. 4 hours, and still I can still see Mone Mokal at the top of the mark, monitoring Arshdeep Singh. It has been an excellent practice session from India. The bowlers, she analyzed the batters for you. Let me also give you a bit of a lowdown on the bowlers. For me, there's no debate. Jasprit Bumrah was the pick by a mile. And every time Jasprit Bumrah was bowling, you could sense something could happen. He was beating the batters. He got a couple of edges of Shubman Gill. He beat Rishabh Pant quite a few times. He was able to beat Jaiswal. He was able to beat almost every batter that he bowled to. And Jasprit Bumrah was taking his time. You could see him running in. He was charging himself. He was repeatedly egging himself on. It was a brilliant, I mean, an absolutely brilliant bowling display from Jasprit Bumrah. You can sense this man is in the groove. He said he'll play 3 test matches. If somehow he manages to play 4, Gargi's copy again on the 8th of May. I keep saying that. We got it spot on about Jasprit Bumrah there. He was stellar. He was stellar. Now Mohammad Siraj. I thought Mohammad Siraj bowled with a lot of intensity. He bowled with a lot of intensity. He was running in, and a couple of times he actually beat the bat, hit the pad. The LBW shouts. He was sort of cheering himself up. Jasprit Bumrah was talking to him. Gautam Gambhir was talking to him. The bowling coach Mone Mokal, and Mone Mokal went to the one of the sides and started following. So that was interesting to see. I thought Shardul Thakur bowled well. Shardul Thakur was so bowling a pretty longish spell. Nitish Kumar Reddy and Shardul Thakur were bowling in tandem. Now, it could be that the head coach was trying to observe both of them, trying to figure out what is going on, who's in better rhythm. Shardul was batting. Is he still batting? Yes, he's still batting.
He is.
Shardul Thakur is still batting in the nets.
Nitish.
Shardul and Nitish. No, Nitish has gone now. Washington Sundar. Washington Sundar.
Also, Washington looks very good with the bat as well.
Yeah, he's started up here. So Washington is batting at the other one.
Yeah,
The nets.
they are taking turns.
Correct. So Shardul and Nitish are taking turns in throwdowns and then batting. And in the other nets, it's Washington Sundar. But Shardul Thakur bowled well, Nitish Reddy bowled well. So these two, one could be playing as a batting all-rounder. Now let's take the team. Let's take the 11. Do you reckon Nitish Reddy as a batting all-rounder, Shardul Thakur as a bowling all-rounder, and can India leave out Ravindra Jadeja?
I would still go with a Shardul Thakur.
No, as in I'm saying both of them
Both of
and
them.
leaving out
Yeah,
Jadeja.
I think it could very
See, in
well.
Australia, India left out Jadeja at the start of the
Yes.
they went with Washington
Yes.
Sundar at the start, and then in the second test match played Ashwin.
I've been saying this. I've been saying that you play both Shardul and Nitish Kumar Reddy because it gives you an extra batter in there. Also, the fact that you need as much pace bowling as you can get on this wicket.
See, because Shardul Thakur, if he has a bad spell,
Yeah.
or if he doesn't have a like a really tight one, then you can go to Nitish Reddy for 4-5 overs
absolutely.
and say, come on, give me 4-5 overs, and I will come back with my main bowler. So a Jasprit Bumrah, a Mohammad Siraj, and who could be the third pacer? Because it could be Arshdeep Singh, it could be Akashdeep, it could be any of these guys. Either of these two fellows can be, and a Prasidh Krishna. So any of these three, Prasidh Krishna, Akashdeep. Prasidh Krishna has been in top-notch form. So could it be Prasidh Krishna? He was bowling at the other nets. Who hit Karunad? Prasidh Krishna. Prasidh Krishna
Started batting at that net first.
and this is an interesting one. This is an interesting one that, if you remember, Gautam Gambhir wants some runs. Some runs. By the way, each time a flight goes, and this is the 50th flight that has passed us, each time there is a flight which is going low, you could see the players looking up. So the Ahmedabad tragedy is still very fresh. And you can understand that uncertainty is still very much there. But coming back to the bowlers, bowlers' runs are absolute gold.
Yes.
Whether it is think about Australia, that Bumrah
That
Harshdeep
changed
partnership saved the follow-up. Bowlers runs in England, whether it is a Bryden Cass, whether it is all of these guys, they bat Jamie Overton,
They bat.
very deep. So India will want, and that was good to see Prasidh Krishna, Arshdeep Singh, each one of these guys going and batting at the other net.
I mean, yes, and Rohan had come walking from the other net. That's on the other side of the ground, and we asked, what's going on in that net, and he said Prasidh Krishna is batting, and we were like, what? Out of all the things that Prasidh Krishna could be doing, he's batting. So you could sense that Gautam Gambhir is very keen on getting those batters in, getting that practice in. And also, I think the expectation is very clear from the batters that if you're going to come out to bat, there's no fluffing around. We need the runs. The team needs those runs. And Prasidh Krishna batted, Arshdeep Singh batted among the batters. Who else batted?
Almost
Almost
all of them.
every single batter had a special net session today. So that speaks a
Bowler.
lot of volume. Bowler, sorry, had a special net session today. So that speaks volumes.
Yeah, and this is essential when you are playing an away tour. Think about the 2021 tour. We talked that tour up a lot, right? We were up to one under Virat Kohli.
Yeah.
We were up to one under Ravi Shastri. And that match at Lords, when we talk up that match, 120, we defended. We talk about Virat Kohli saying, let's give them hell and all of that. But Lord scored two half centuries in that game. Shardul Thakur scored two half centuries in that game, and that partnership changed it. Shardul Thakur coming low down, I think it was 119 odd for 7, and thereafter India went up to close to 200 runs. That is essential when you are in the UK, when you are in Australia, you're in South Africa, you're in New Zealand. Lower order runs are pure gold. Whether it is a number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, if they give you 100 runs cumulatively, 75 runs cumulatively, a Shardul, a Nitish.
That
Nitish is a
makes a lot
batter,
of
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because my team, Yashasvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul, number 3, based on what we've seen, Shubman Gill batted at 3. Now, if it's I would play in the first test match, I would go it with specialist batters. So maybe Sai Sudarshan at 3, Gill at 4, but Gill batted at 3, Pant at 5. I would play somebody at 6, a specialist batter at 6, and then play Nitish and Shardul 7 and 8. Then go with Jasprit Bumrah. There's come the catch about Kuldeep Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah, maybe Mohammad Siraj, and one more fast bowler. In this scheme, because you are playing an extra batter, you are having to leave out Kuldeep Yadav. The only way you can compensate this one is you play Ravindra Jadeja in the mix, add that kind of all rounder as a spinner, because in this team there is no spinner. So maybe India will not go in with that. And if you want to play Kuldeep Yadav, then you drop from this either one between Sai Sudarshan and Karun Nayak. One of them will play if you are playing Kuldeep Yadav.
Or do you drop one of
Nitish Reddy or
Nitish Reddy and Shardul Thakur? Because that's the easiest option you have. Nothing's easy, but that's the more practical option, I think, at that point.
See, the challenge will be
Nitish or Shardul,
Shardul?
you have Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah, because
Take a risk.
you have then you get Ravindra
Yeah.
Jadeja there, because first test match you cannot go batting less.
No.
You have to go batting heavy. The casualty could be Kuldeep Yadav, but I personally think Kuldeep Yadav will have a role to play because it will be 29 degrees. Leeds has always been pretty chilly. So 29 degrees on Saturday, 29 degrees, 28 degrees. This is serious sunshine in England. It's not Kolkata. On Friday, which is the start of the game, it will be about 25, 26 high. On Saturday, it's 29 and it will feel like 30, 31. On Sunday, it's again 25. Monday is relatively cooler with 21. But the first 3 days of the test match, no chance of rain, number one. No chance of rain. At this point in time, it's pretty clear sky. So if you have 29 degrees of sunshine, 30 degrees of sunshine, Kuldeep Yadav does come into the mix also as the test match progresses.
But I'm trying to, visualize the team, and it is very difficult to sort of have Kuldeep Yadav in the team and not sacrifice or not give up on one batting spot, and batting will be very, very important.
Kuldeep
And
batted bowled the most in that day today.
today,
Jayesh, it's not about who's better as a batter because in these conditions, Jadeja has been phenomenal. Make no mistake about it, and one of India's best all-time servants of the game, overseas or at home. Make no mistake. So the question is a very pertinent one. But both Jadeja and Nitish are good batters. Nitish Reddy in Australia was stellar as a batter. So let's not take it away from the youngster. He's been stellar as a batter. The question is in Leeds, who is going to be a more suited player in these conditions? Yes, and that's why we're kind of discussing this because this kind of sun, it's beating down now. It is, and tomorrow also it is going to be sunny and hot. On Saturday 29, on Friday 26, on Sunday 26, 27. Does that make it two spinners? Does that make it Jadeja and Kuldeep? That is also a possibility. So
But
these kind of conditions, it's very unlikely. It's relatively cooler always, 20, 21. But you're getting a 20, it's a heat wave. 29, 30 in Leeds is a kind of a heat wave. And that's something that one has to keep in mind. So Jayesh, answering your question, there's a super chat if we can kind of play that. Or I'll take it. Jadeja is the most experienced player in the squad. Why do you think Nitish is better? I'm not saying anyone is better than anyone. It is about the conditions and horses for courses. Both are good batters. Who is most suited to these conditions is what India will go with. Yes, Gargi.
No, I also think that it depends, if
Oh, sorry, this is.
so- yeah, if Sai Sudarshan plays, then you have a left-handed in the middle order. Then you might see both Shardul and Nitish playing two righties. I think that also will be considered. But if it's Karun Nair, then after Pant, you have all righties. So you might think of that as well, and get in Ravindra Jadeja. I think that will also be a factor.
I do think Ravindra Jadeja has been incredible. So to drop Ravindra Jadeja will take a lot of doing. He might. So one between Nitish and Shardul possibility, or
Yeah.
Ravindra Jadeja, both of them. Jadeja as the lone spinner. That can also be a possibility because Leeds conditions. Yes, the sun will beat down. You can see it's beating down. So Leeds conditions. And all of that. So, but we've got to see. We've got to see. From what we have seen so far, I think Lord gets a game. Lord, from what we've seen with the bat, with the ball in the practice matches as well, 104 wickets. You reckon Lord gets a game?
100%. I think, and this just might have more to do with the fact that Shardul at this point seems like a better bowler than Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Yeah, 100% he's a
Yeah.
better bowler.
And I think that's the only edge. That's one of the biggest edges that Shardul Thakur has at the point, and that's why I see him as a starter, and a guaranteed starter in the playing 11.
So, this is going to be very, very interesting over the next couple of days. It will be.
Okay.
একটা বল দেবো বলুন না। জল বলেছে বল কি করে দেবে জল চাই কি বলছে বল বুঝছে মানে this is Rohan by the way. I was asking for some water from Raghu and all of a sudden Rohan tells me I am asking in Bangla jol and he's telling me ball. Come on, boss. এতগুলো তো আছে
আরে ভাই ওরা প্র্যাকটিস
এটা ওদের বল কেটে দেবে না থ্যাংক ইউ থ্যাঙ্কস
Catch kar lo.
জি কেমন আছো
কেমন আসো স্যার ফেক তো
কেমন ভালো আছো তো থ্যাংক ইউ গো থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ
থ্যাংক ইউ
থ্যাঙ্কস a lot তুই খাবি So that there you go. Just wrapped up the practice session. Thank you very much for the water. They did just. It's been exactly 3 hours. It's been exactly 3 hours. You want? It's been exactly 3 hours.
Spring water.
Intense practice session from India. Now will be the press conference and
What happened?
no. Now will be the press conference. We will give you the details of the press conference also. But it has been excellent. It has been an excellent practice session as far as India is concerned.
Also might just be wrapping up at this point.
You've started?
Have they not?
They said 1 o'clock. They could anytime.
they have just started
That's
Yeah,
just started.
because it's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will bring you the updates from the press conference. Time to wrap up this particular live because Rishabh Pant. Who's come to the press conference?
I think
Just-
We'll
check and
confirm
tell you who's
quickly.
come to the press conference, and then we'll wrap up the show.
But one question before we wrap up the show. Has this practice session answered more questions or do you have more
PC is going on.
England's going on. Okay. So the England press conference is going on, and the moment the England press conference is done, the Indian press conference will start. So it's back to back. We will get you both press conferences on Rev Sports also straight up. So don't you worry. You will get both press conferences. Trisha will obviously make sure that the back end puts them out almost real time. So that's the plan. So 3 hours, 3 hours of intensity. We will have loads of videos. So there are multiple videos coming your way tomorrow morning as well. We will have multiple copies. Check out the Rev Sports website. There will be a special copy on KL Rahul. There will be an overall copy. There will be a copy from Devashish and Shubhan on the press
Somebody has
conferences.
commented that the coverage is not thorough enough because they don't know what the players are doing in the dressing room and the bathroom.
Okay, so next time we will ask ECB to install cameras there for you. Whoever you are, you're an absolute genius. So these kind of comments make your day. Absolutely make your day. But we have enough drama here in any case. Devashish
Also, buddy,
leaving
come
his accurate
and stand for 3 hours and do this coverage.
Yeah,
Then
in the sun.
open your mouth.
No, it's good. You are your favorite armchair critic with 140 characters in front of you. So you're writing what you want to. That's fine. It takes a hell lot of doing to travel around the world, spending money, spending effort, time, energy to try and bring you this coverage. When an Iran-Israel war is on, every flight is 2.5 hours delayed. You miss your flight, you're stranded in a particular city. In her case, you miss a coach because the flight gets delayed. So then you are stranded whole night in Birmingham in the coach station. So folks, it's not a very easy thing to do. I've been in this country for a month now, letting your daughter go back for her exam and then sticking around to do coverage. So you think it's all a joke? Then you're an idiot. That's what you are. So it's fine. You can be. There are many who make this world. You are one of them. So that's what it is. By the way, that's Jasmine. So you can see her interview on Rev Sports. She is the only female ground staff here. Shoaib has done a beautiful interview with Jasmine Nichols. That interview is already out there. I think it will be the photo session there. Yeah. They're getting ready for the photo session. Take the photo session here. So you can see behind us the chairs being readied. So it will be the two captains, I think, maybe the two coaches. So all of these things will be ready. And tomorrow, they will also make the formal announcement of the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy. Watch out for that. The Anderson Tendulkar Trophy formal announcement will come tomorrow with two interviews on the host broadcaster, one of Jimmy Anderson and one of Sachin Tendulkar. No other celebrations because of the Ahmedabad tragedy. Gargi, I give you the last words to that.
I think what we've seen today is one of the most interesting practice sessions that you could have watched. Now, when we this is something that we can't predict right now, but when we watch that match, we will look back and realize just how many hints had been given, what we had missed, or something like that. But when we talk about the top four, I think it's clear. I think there is a hint there, there is a clue there. That
So you're saying Gillespie?
Gillespie could very well be that we see Shubman Gill at number 3 and Rishabh Pant surprisingly at number 4. We all had,
He's got a solid defense. I don't think it's a bad call. Rishabh
I'm
Pant
not
at
saying it's a
number
bad
4.
call, but
I mean, maybe 5,
surprising.
but not 6. I mean, Rishabh Pant, he's got the defense. Saurav Ganguly made that point. He shouldn't swing every ball. He should back himself. These are conditions. He's got a better defense than many people. So what Gargi Raut is making or saying here is a very fair call. We're going to see what happens, but it's certainly a possibility. Let's wrap up here.
Yeah.
These are very interesting conversations. We will keep them going. We've taken individual videos of almost every player batting, and that's what we will put out as a show. Trisha Ghoshal will put it together with Rohan Gargi and the back-end team there. So the focus will be on every player. So decoding India's practice session with every possible detail. Keep watching Rev Sports. Within half an hour to 1 hour, you're giving the England press conference also, right? On the platform.
Yeah.
So within half an hour, you will get the England press conference, and within the next hour, you will get the India press conference along with many copies. So the coverage continues, the intense coverage continues. And remember, this is just the start, day 1 from here at Leeds. It will continue for 2 months. So you can expect maximum coverage with maximum intensity. And keep your comments, including the ones about the bathroom going, because I love such comments. And trust me, you give it to us, we'll give it back to you. It's like that. It's not a one-way street because you are commenting and we have the microphone that we'll hold back. I'm sorry, that will not going to be the case. Thank you very much for watching.